Hello, everyone, and thanks so much for tuning into the Boxing Authorities. Joining me at the desk, as always, Mr. Luther Dupree Jr., Mr. Smokin' Jim Frazier, and my name is Claudio Relsano. Haney Kambosos. I have a lot to say about this. Luther, I'm starting off with you, though, brother.
Listen, I told you it was going to be a masterclass performance. I was hoping he was going to get him out in 11th, so my streak is over. But I won that part. But listen, Devin Haney proved that you can win it with a jab, stick and move. He did it better than anyone. I mean, look at this. I mean, hands down, he looks like a young Floyd. He trained with Floyd. There's pictures all over. Kambosos was running into the ropes. He couldn't do anything. His face looked like he got hit by two 4x4s. Devin Haney's the real deal. Luther, I like his chances against anyone.
Why would he want a rematch?
Because $10 million. Well, he got $10 million for that first one. Wouldn't you want another rematch at $10 million?
Wow.
But listen, it's not going to happen. I think the Australian government was very disappointed in his performance. Kambosos, people said it was a point because Kambosos didn't do anything. He talked like he was an emperor, he was a Spartan, and we didn't see any of it. He didn't sell out, he didn't go all out. He sat back, never pressured, and just got outclassed. I don't want to see it again.
I'm going to go this time because I can't wait to hear what you have to say.
You know he's going to rip him.
As you guys know, I write notes during the fight. First jab of the fight, I said, uh-oh. I said, he's going to win. He's going to win easy.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Second thing, and this might not be in order, confidence level of Haney. This is all about Haney. The maturity level of Devin Haney was through the roof.
Just 23.
He moved back just enough and just missed and was able to hit. He didn't admire his work, which you know I talk about all the time. He was 2-3 steps ahead of Kambosos during the fight. Excellent corner work by his father, and I believe Judah. Both of them were excellent. He was accurate with his punches. He was calm. Think about this, a 23-year-old kid. 23-year-old kid. I didn't say the word kid, but he's 23 years old. He's a kid to me. Goes to foreign territory, literally, okay, with the home crowd, big time for Kambosos. I mean big time. He wasn't, and I always preface, he wasn't nervous. Michael Spinks before the Tyson fight, you could see it. Yeah. Haney was unbelievably mature and calm. And he did some things later on in the fight where he reminded me of Sugar Ray-ish, Sugar Ray Leonard-ish, where he would stick his face out a little bit. He wasn't taunting, but just a little bit.
He was taunting.
A little bit. Okay, Kambosos. Physically, he was tight. Yeah. He was missing a lot. He was trying to outbox a great boxer. He didn't make it a phone booth fight, which is what he should have. That's your style. Something Luther always talks about, reset, getting reset. Haney made him reset, but he couldn't get off, okay? He was frustrated. Not a good game plan at all. You should have a game A, B, C, am I right or wrong?
Yeah,
okay?
What was his game plan?
Nothing.
We're still trying to figure it out.
He couldn't get off, as I said. There should not be a rematch. Devin Haney, okay, I talked about Lomachenko, what a wonderful fight he fought. This was an unbelievable fight. He didn't go in there slugging, not a knockout guy. Did a beautiful job, painted a beautiful picture. His face, except for the few times he was trying to be, like I said, kind of cute, emotionless, extremely intelligent IQ, which is what boxing is, not just go up there and slug. Absolutely, I can't say enough about what Devin Haney did, Luther and Jim, and to our great fans. He just blew me away. And if he'd have done it in New York, yeah, it was great. I say great. But he went over there, okay, against a tough fighter who is hard to be accurate with and all that kind of stuff. And you didn't know what was coming. And at his age, and just I'm so impressed with Haney. Unbelievable. I think he's got pound for pound top 5 talent, in my opinion. Crazy performance for him, Mr. Frazier.
I got to agree with you and Luther.
That's a first.
Claudio's good friend Paulie is from Brooklyn. Haney's dad is from Crooklyn. I'm disappointed in the country allowing the criminal to go over there. Somebody that sold crack to my people. I don't like that. But look here, man. Devin Haney not only we said before that the lightweight division is one of the best divisions in boxing, if not the best division. Where would you guys rank Haney right now in terms of Tank and Ryan Garcia and some of those other guys that's in 135.
Luther, if you don't mind me starting, I'm going to say this. I have a ton of respect for Tank.
Ortiz, Jermaine
physically,
Ortiz.
yeah, physically Tank has it, and mentally he has it. We banged on his IQ. But I'm going to tell you something. This kid is a step. He went over there.
I agree.
He went over there. And I'm telling you, I don't know who the hell's going to beat this guy. He's serious.
And I tell you what, I'm going to have to get on Luther because
Get on me.
He's a fanboy.
Well-
If you get Botox in your lips, I'm going to get on you. I don't want to see you. I don't want to see it, Lou.
Who do you
Listen, Haney is longer than everybody. He has the best jab at lightweight.
Better than Tank.
Better than Tank.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, it's
Yeah.
longer.
Good.
I mean, he
Last
has the
week you
longer
had
arms.
Tank beaten.
85 jabs landed
Oh,
on
look at that
combos,
shot.
the most ever. Look at
Wow.
that. That's a nice right. Listen, he sparred with Tank.
Well, a week ago you had Tank beating him, so I'm glad
No.
you flip-flopped.
First of all, I said it was a 50-50 fight. I said the only thing Tank has is more power. But outside of that, Haney has everything you want. And if he sat down on his punches more, he might get some of these guys out. I think he's a little weight drained. When I saw the weigh-in, I said, whoa, he looks really thin. I don't know how much longer he can fight at 135. He's going to have to move up to 140. But while he's here, I have him over Lambo. He's too big for Lambo.
Who's Lambo?
He's Loma. Yeah, Lomachenko, if he comes back from the war. Ryan Garcia, he's already ducked Haney once. I have Haney beating Ryan
That's a
Garcia.
50-50 fight.
No, he dominates Ryan Garcia. I've seen that before. He beat him 3 times in amateurs. Tank Davis, he's a little long. We saw he had trouble with Rolly's jab. What's he going to do with Haney,
point.
who moves
Who's
more,
better?
who's not going to come
Of
in?
course, I said that last
Right,
week and
Lou.
you jumped all over
No,
me.
I said what? I said, listen, it's a 50-50 fight because he will be able to
saying
land
that
something.
now.
I
You
said
saying
that
that
last week.
now.
Don't put words in my mouth, Jim.
Bring
Don't
the
put words
tape
in my
out.
mouth. Like, we got it on tape. I said it's 50-50, but I think he can beat everybody with a jab because he's longer, he's more athletic than everyone, and I think he's more skilled than everybody at lightweight right now.
And Kimbos has hit him with a few shots, and Haney didn't budge.
Yeah.
So now we know a little bit more about his chin.
People question his chin.
Yeah, I'm not anymore.
But they should have never questioned before. He got hit by Lenoir with a clean right. He didn't get dropped like
Nothing,
Lomachenko got
but
dropped.
he didn't blink.
But we don't talk about Lomachenko's chin. We've seen him on the ground a couple times. We've never seen Haney on the ground. We've never seen Tank on the ground. We've never seen Ryan on the ground.
Let me ask you both a question and give me a number, and then I'll ask you another question. Before the fight started, 1 to 10, what did you give Haney?
You mean his chances of winning? Or?
No, just him. Is he a 7? Is he an 8?
Remember, I had him on the fringe of my pound for pound before this
So about a
fight.
7 or 8?
So I had him about a 7.
Okay,
About a 7.
7. What did you have?
10.
Okay, what do you have?
I don't remember you
I don't
saying
remember that,
10.
but that's all right.
You didn't even
That's
have him
okay,
pound for
Luther.
pound.
That's all right, Luther. What do you
Jill,
have him now?
No, we're not going to do that. You didn't have him anywhere near your pound for pound.
I had him
was the only
I
one.
had him a 7.
I was the only one that had him
Yes,
in
you
there.
did.
Me and Claudio, not you. Jim.
What do you have him now?
After what I saw, I give him about an 8.5.
What?
8.5,
Not me.
9.
I tell you what.
Just because I think the power, but to 10 for me, I don't have anybody as a 10 right now. So
I have him at a
8.5
10.
is high for me.
He impressed the hell out of me. I so enjoyed watching him. It was an art,
Yeah.
but I really liked his attitude. He did not get flustered. And again, sounding self-serving, I was 23 years old when I was a high school baseball coach, right? And I was ready for it. Like, I see guys who now are maybe 26, 27, and they ain't ready for it. I see guys who are in their 40s who aren't ready for it. I was ready for it. So I look for things like that. I was so damn impressed, obviously physically, but his mentality just blew me away. His attitude. He was not worried. All these people, remember in Rocky, whatever that was, when he went to Russia, all those people were chanting for it, and Rocky's like, and you say it's a movie. Haney didn't, he liked it. He was good. He was cool with it.
What number would you give me?
I'm being modest in saying it. I started at 7, 7.5. Now I'm being modest as a 10. I think he's through the roof.
So you with me on that one, yeah.
Listen, I was higher on Haney.
What do you have him now? If you had him in a 10.
Huh?
What do you-
10.
I was higher on him than both of you from the
Yes, you
beginning.
were.
You guys finally
Yes, you were.
woke up
I
as
got
you
just
usually
under
do.
Ryan Garcia.
Oh,
Oh,
gosh.
no,
Listen,
no,
can Ryan do
10
something?
no,
Listen,
no,
Ryan may
10A
struggle
and 10B.
with Fortuna.
Huh?
Ryan may struggle with Fortuna.
That's not
going
going to be a blowout.
You
Luther,
know?
great point.
Because he doesn't like guys who pressure him, who get a little dirty
Excellent
fighting.
point.
As we saw, I showed you guys the Ryan Garcia Romero fight when they were sparring. He likes to be pretty back there and use his jab,
So
but
you're
guys who
talking
take
about
it to him.
before the national anthem again, huh?
Before the national anthem.
To Luther's
I
point,
said he's gonna
and I don't have this
struggle
down,
with that fight.
but I was thinking about it. In baseball, there are certain holes a hitter can't hit. He can't hit the outside pitch, so on and so forth. Garcia has holes in his game.
Yeah, very flat-footed.
And he does. But like Luther just said, I think Haney, what holes does Haney have?
Last week he had holes. This week he ain't got no holes.
Who said he had holes?
No,
I never said he had holes. What did
We
you
just
tell
didn't know about
me?
his
Stop.
chin a little bit.
Everybody was on Tank's bandwagon.
No,
with
I
me.
just didn't
When I
know.
said
No,
Tank
he's
was
longer, like Luther
Tank
said.
already peaked and was
And
going on.
then that's senseless
Rolling
talk, Jim.
down the
Again,
hill.
that's
No, no.
senseless talk.
See?
The last two fights, he showed more and more skills. He wasn't just a walk you down
Right.
power guy.
Yeah,
he
he's
showed
down
his
low.
boxing.
6
he
rounds
showed
to
everything.
Well, he said that was a set. In my opinion, he was waiting, but that's another story. I just
Jim is
think
gonna be
I'm
wrong
so
again.
impressed with Haney. Again, I don't think that Luther can sit here and say, well, I think if this opponent brawls, Haney's going to be in trouble. Or if this guy is awkward, he's going to give Haney trouble. Or if he tries to box Haney, he's going to be in trouble.
Here's
he
when
just
I
said,
knew Haney was going to be the real deal.
What, after the match?
after the fight.
After the fight? Because
No,
you weren't
after
talking
this
about it
This is
before.
when I knew he was going to be the real deal. When he was a young kid and went over to Mexico to turn pro early.
No,
Okay.
stop. I've been
You told
telling
me
you
that.
I've been
You told
telling
me
you
that.
that for
That's what
years.
I knew.
And
He
now,
didn't give you
and now
credit, so
found
you-
it. He didn't give me any credit. I said, just like Canelo, he went over there, was fighting in Tijuana. They had
Well, it's
nobody.
not just like Canelo.
Oh,
Canelo was from
did
there.
Canelo
He had to
start
fight his
in
way-
Mexico?
He had to fight
Did
his way-
Did
he had
Canelo
to-
start in Mexico?
Well, Canelo had
And
to
so
fight
did
his
Haney.
way
It
out
is
of
just like
Mexico
That's
with the red
That's
hair.
a parallel, Jim. Yes, they both started their boxing career in Mexico. That's one thing that you can say is the same.
Thoughts on Kambosos and his performance?
I was very disappointed. Kambosos talked all that emperor. You don't get to see the belts. I'm the #1 dog, and he's
Back it
coming
up.
out there,
You
and he
better
didn't
back
back
it-
it up.
No, so you better back it up.
And Australia,
I was
the fans impressed with what? Where he could take a jab
I was impressed.
over and
because
over,
he
85
didn't have
jabs.
to- If me and Claudio managed Kambosos, he
That-
would never
that's-
have
okay,
been fighting.
He
Haney.
had to
No.
take that fight.
No, he
because-
didn't.
Yes,
He
he
didn't.
did.
No, he
Yes,
didn't.
first
No,
of
he
all,
didn't.
First of all, he wouldn't have made this money if he didn't fight.
Can I bridge you guys
That's
real
a
quick
fact.
before I forget? Evander Holyfield, I believe his first title fight after Buster was in Atlanta against Burt Cooper.
Hello.
Who almost shook him a little bit,
Yeah.
but he didn't go up against
Right.
Foreman
Right.
or Holmes or Riddick Bowe or
Yeah.
Michael Moore. He wanted a big payday in front of his home crowd.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure it was against Burt Cooper, but I
Yeah,
think it
it was.
was.
It was.
So if I'm with Jim on this one, Luther,
And
on
you're
the
wrong.
business
And
end.
when you're with Jim, you're wrong.
But wait a minute.
You're
Wait a minute.
wrong.
Could he have made, let me ask you this, Luther. He made, he sold the place out, right? Would he have sold the place out if he fought us three? Yes.
Yes.
He'd have made nice
No, he
money.
would
And he
not
had a
have.
title defense.
No, he would not have.
He
Nobody-
lost money
his
on
worth-
the fight. He
is-
lost money because he
did-
lost all that endorsement.
Right. Is his
He
worth
made
more now
10
after a
million.
loss?
He made
Is
10
his
million
worth
on that
more?
Make that an endorsement.
Let me ask you this. Let's say he'd have made.
You guys obviously
Let's say
don't
he'd have made 8 against me, you, or Jim.
He'd have
And
stood-
he'd have
he'd have
beat us.
stood next to a
Luther,
car-
You
Luther,
guys are,
wait a
okay.
minute. He'd
First
have
of all,
beat
you
us.
guys
He'd
are
have
wrong.
stood
First-
next to a
all right,
kangaroo.
all right,
Wait,
you
hold on,
are
let
just
me
throwing
just say
everything
this.
out.
Go ahead.
Understand, he was going to fight Lomachenko until Lomachenko.
I wouldn't have
decided
fought
to stay.
Lomachenko
But you
either.
said he had to fight Haney.
So once Lomachenko chose to stay in the war and help his country,
could've fought
he
his
was
bone.
forced.
Right.
ESPN wanted him to fight that.
Let me
That's a
say-
fact.
let me ask you
That's-
this.
He wouldn't have got
You
10 million.
Let me ask you
He
this.
was-
You back-
Okay,
no,
you're
I
right.
said he was
Right.
forced. And from the very beginning, I said he was going to fight Lomachenko. And after that, they said, you're going to have to fight Devin Haney.
But
And
let me
that's why
ask you
Devin
guys
Haney had
this.
to negotiate with Top Rank and get that contract.
Let's say, for the sake of arguing,
you guys
he
are
fights
making
on
up stuff.
ESPN against one of us, and he makes $8 million, and he
that
beats
wouldn't
us,
happen.
and he beats
Thank
us.
you. That's
Then
right.
he fights Haney for 10. Now he made 18. His next fight,
You're just
he ain't gonna
throwing
make more
stuff
than
out
2.
there.
No.
ESPN
Am I right or
wasn't
wrong?
going
His
to
country don't even
showcase
want
that
to see
fight.
it again.
Right.
His country don't even want to see
Luther,
it again.
what I'm saying is, let's
You're
just say,
wrong.
hypothetically, he fights 2 fights, and he makes 8 against us and 10 against Haney. That's 18. As opposed to now, he makes 10 against Haney. He's going to make 1 or 2 against his next opponent, if that. He's not going to be the same draw after he was exposed
In
like
this
that.
country, he would never
First
have
of
to
all-
buy another steak. Now they're sending him bills. You was in here 2 months ago.
That's right.
First of all,
You're quickly
listen,
forgotten.
Listen, this is where I'm going to prove both of you wrong.
No.
Kambosos did not have a TV deal with anyone. His last 2 fights were on DAZN. ESPN signed him after he beat Teofimo to fight Devin Haney. This fight would not have happened. He had no contract. ESPN made him fight Devin Haney to get this payday to make sure. Otherwise, it would have been on ESPN. I don't want to hear it. Everything else you're saying, as usual, Jim, is fake news. And Claudia, you're joining him this time.
How about the Botox? I don't know where he was talking about the Botox. I'm still lost on that one. Can you help me with that one?
I have no idea. More fake news and smoking
wait.
Jim likes looking at men's lips now.
Well, who had Botox?
We like looking at skills. Jim looks at lips and tattoos.
What's the Steve Harvey lips?
Who?
Lou.
Jim likes looking at lips and thighs and calves and tattoos before he judges a fight. You're wrong. Both of you guys are wrong. He did what he had to do to get his biggest payday, to be on ESPN, and he took a tough challenge and lost.
That was his last payday.
I'm with you. That was my next question. Is he still a force in the division?
That's his last $10 million payday, yes.
Right.
But he's still a force. He's still a former unified champion. He can go and fight Rolly. He can go and fight Cruz. He can go and fight Ryan Garcia.
What
are you talking about?
There you go. Jim has a point, Luth.
Listen, Prince Charles Martin, that's what you're talking about?
Yeah, he had a belt for 85 days.
It's not the same thing.
He
had one of the biggest upsets.
Will Kambosos command the same amount of money?
Of course not. He wasn't going to do that anyway.
Attention his next fight.
No.
Simple as that. No. That's why we think he should have done it vice versa.
No longer a hero.
Listen, again, that's why you guys aren't promoters. He had to take the biggest challenge, the biggest money fight while it was here.
I say take my opinion, hypothetically, $8 million against one of us.
He wouldn't have got $8 million.
He'd have packed the place, Luther.
He wouldn't have got $8 million. Do you understand how much he got for Teofimo? You think he was going to go for $2.5 to $8 million for fighting a nobody? No, it would not have happened.
7.
You guys are wrong.
Let's split the difference.
Yeah,
it wouldn't have happened.
7.
You guys
and why did you point at him when you said a nobody?
Yeah.
Why'd you put
exactly. The way he talks.
What did you think of his corner, real quick?
Who, Kambosos?
I didn't
like Kambosos' corner from the very beginning. They didn't have a game plan.
He needed Mickey Garcia.
Mikey Garcia? Robert Garcia? Mikey's the fighter, Robert's the trainer, Jim.
All right.
Listen, his corner didn't make any adjustments. You saw no growth, nothing changed. Right. You know, one time he did try to throw him down, grabbed the arm, tried to throw him, hit him behind the head. Nothing
Angelo
he did.
Dundee wouldn't have been able to help him that night. He was just in with
a
better guy.
I think with a better guy.
What would you told him? Make it a phone booth fight.
Try to make it, but Devin Haney's too athletic, and every time we would come in,
only thing I fault his corner on is after the fight they didn't get him sunglasses. He in a boat fight.
I know he got marked up.
No, the funniest part where he said he thought he won the fight.
I know.
And a reporter said, "Well, looking at your face, it looks like you lost."
I understand.
And that was an Australian reporter said, looking at your face, it looks like you lost to me.
I don't know how he could have thought that, but anyway, when we come back, we're going to talk about one of Luther's favorites, Stephen Fulton Jr., and we're going to touch on super middleweight champ David Morrell. We're going to have a quick show today because our next show is Jimmy Birchfield, the owner, founder, president of Classic Entertainment Sports. But we'll be right back with the Boxing Authorities. Welcome back to the Boxing Authorities, and coming up very shortly, hopefully next week, will be our very special guest as well, Mr. Jerry Cooney. We're very, very excited to have the great Jerry Cooney. All right, Luther, I'm going to start out with you. WBC, WBO featherweight champ, Stephen Fulton Jr., who you've been talking about from day one.
Junior feather.
21-08 knockouts, him his decision over. Former champ and a tough guy. I thought it was going to be a little tougher. Daniel Roman, your thoughts on the fight?
Stephen Fulton Jr., the fight was kind of overshadowed because of the Haney Kambosos, but a master class. I mean, this guy can do it all. He started off on a jab, then later on he turned it up. You know,
look at that face.
To the left.
When he got hit in the back of his head.
Well, I don't care. There you go looking at the fashion statement again, Jim. I just want to know his boxing skills. He's out there yelling. He won unanimous decision. I want him to unify with MJ. I can't really say his last name like Jim. I want him to unify and become undisputed at 122. And I'd like to see a great fight with him and Inoue. I'd like to see that fight. Both smaller guys, 122. But, Jim, we've been following this guy since the amateurs.
I don't remember.
He can do everything. You don't like little guys. Anybody under 130 you don't like. I like him. He can do everything. He's skillful. He was another master-class boxer. These guys are tough to hit. They're tough to defeat. They stick and move. He can do it. I loved everything about him. He was A+. A+. That's why another guy I have in my top 10. He can do it all.
But
very
you got him around
underrated.
6 or 7.
Pardon me?
Got a scale of 1 to 10, 6 or 7.
No,
I'm going to say what he said, master class, except I'm going to add something. Whenever he threw his jab, if you look at Roman's body, it did a little flutter, a little jerk. He's a little more heavier handed than people are giving him credit for, in my opinion. He's accurate. I like that fake with the left. I like him a lot.
Do it all.
Jim?
It's amazing when I talk about the Olympics, and you guys jump on me for the Olympics, but Luther want me to do these regional matches. Amateur Gold Glove. You don't remember him? No, the Olympics is a downplay. But hey, the guy's a lot of talent. I feel bad for him because 4th of July is coming up and he can't eat because he go up 2 pounds. He's in another weight class. But I'm not big on junior classes. But this guy got a lot of talent, a lot of ability.
You only care about heavyweights, Jim.
Yeah, everybody does. But, yeah, congratulations. I look forward to seeing him fight. On a scale of 1 to 10, I give him a 7.
That night? Wow, okay.
Oh, he was perfect that night,
Yeah, he
Jim.
looked great. WBA super middleweight champ, David Morrell. He's now 7-0, 6 knockouts, knocks out Calvin Henderson.
Hot sauce, Henderson.
Hot sauce, Henderson. Luther, your thoughts on the fight?
Listen, it went the way I thought it would. Great body shots. David Morrell is the real deal. You know, he's calling out David Benavidez, but his trainer saying not too fast. I want to take it slow. I'd like to see the fight. Because at 168, Canelo's holding all those belts hostage, and nobody else has a chance to fight. So we got to see these guys. Hopefully Jamal Charlo comes up, Bubu Andrade comes up. I'd like David Morrell to fight one of these guys or at least a Caleb Plant. I think he's ready. You know, I know what his trainer's saying. He can do it all, but I did see him get hit with some counters against Hot Sauce Henderson, but I got David Morrell against just about anybody.
Jim, your thoughts on the fight and Ronnie Shields' comment is, I don't think, there's no need to rush him.
Well, one, the referee had no business stopping the fight when he did.
He was getting killed.
Well, he didn't get killed. Listen, the first thing I would do is I would fire Ronnie Shields. When Cassius Clay Muhammad Ali wanted Sonny Liston, your job as a trainer is to go get who I want, not tell me I'm not ready. He's ready for Benavidez. He wants Benavidez.
The Mexican monster. Get his name right. Call him the Mexican monster.
And for Ronnie Shields to say that, I'd have to get rid of him and get somebody
Ronnie
else.
Shields has taken him to this level. He's in, you know, he was good anyway, but he's taken him to another level.
Go
he's
get
his
me
trainer.
what I want.
No, that's the manager.
That's the manager, the promoter. Yeah. Get it right, Joe. He's a
trainer.
So
the manager,
court,
promoter should go to the trainer.
Ring, that's what it is.
The manager,
he's not a promoter.
How come Angelo Dundee got him the bear, Sonny Liston? How come he?
That may be a little bit.
You're going 50. We're talking about right now. He's the trainer. He's not the promoter.
Right.
His job is to train him to get him ready.
Is his job to say you ain't ready for it?
Yes. The manager promoter goes to the trainer and he says
publicly.
Well,
the trainer
I don't know if I would say it publicly,
Fine.
but the manager promoter, Luther, am I right? Hey, is he ready for Benavidez or Plant? No,
he's
not
ready.
yet. There's some things
he's
that I
ready.
see. This is Shields saying, there's some things I see that I don't want to rush him. What the hell is the sense of rushing him? He's still young.
Hey.
What they do with Tyson, they made him develop an aura of knocking everybody out so he became the baddest man on the planet, and he backed it up.
But he was ready early, 21.
But they didn't rush him, though. Even though he was young.
21?
Yeah, but he was ready. He was
21
maybe right, but they don't think this guy's ready.
David Morrell's older than Tyson.
Right, but he's not ready. But Tyson was ready.
I think he's ready for these guys at 168. I'd like to see him get in there with a plan, a Darrell, Bubu Andrade. I want to see
Don't
these
throw him in the
fights.
deep end yet because
He's
you're
young
not
enough. He's young enough.
Forget
So what
about
if
you
he
guys.
lose?
Al,
He's come back.
let me ask you another question, Al.
Plan can't pass a physical right now.
Plan is about to fight Darrell.
I know, we've been saying that for a few episodes.
Okay, well,
I'm starting to lean towards Jim. He better hurry up and do something.
Listen, they didn't make
He's beat up.
PBC didn't make their announcement yet. That's his next fight. Anthony Darrell versus, Anthony Durrell versus Caleb Plant. That's the next fight. Mark it, it will happen. And Jim, you'll be wrong once again.
And it's the inside joke about the owl thing. But anyway, we like it. All right. Our popular segment, Boxing Mailbag at yahoo.com. Please continue to send your great comments to my email on my website and to this email as well. You guys are a huge part of the show, so thank you. All three, Tommy from Niagara Falls. Who decides who goes in the locker room to check on wraps and gloves? Where are they from? Is it the state commission? Is it the federation?
I'll let you go first,
Okay,
Claudia.
I did some things with the ABF years ago, and the lady who was the big dog vice president of the ABF, she personally went down and made sure that the hands were wrapped and things like that. So she wanted to make sure. I don't know if I'm assuming at PA anyway, they go down there and check as well. I can't speak for the other states, but I know PA is a stickler for everything. They will check your damn shoelaces and make sure it's legit. So I think that the state does it and the federation should do it.
Can I add something to it?
No. Okay, so, yeah, okay, go ahead.
I just wanted to add, in Brockton, Massachusetts, they got a 62-foot statue of Rocky, and they got in Alabama, they got a 6-foot statue.
Thanks for answering the question. Listen, I told you about the commissions. I think there's been a lot of questions about glove wrapping, illegal gloves recently. I'm glad they're finally taking more of a look at it.
Have to.
In fact, Gamboa just came out and said he was drugged in his fight against Cruz. I don't know if you guys heard that.
Wilder's latest CD.
This is Dennis from Ledger, Connecticut, where Foxwoods is. Love that place. This is for Luther. Comment. Dennis, again, I like the way you critique the trainers. I don't really hear other people talking about trainers. True.
That's the key. Jim tried to get on Ronnie Shields.
Yeah.
He's one of the best out there. Derek James, Eddie Reynoso. The trainers make these boxers. The boxers have the talent. The trainers get them prepared so they can perform at their optimal level. I love the trainers now. Although I think back in the day, there were more quality trainers.
Right.
Now,
We talk about they worry about the training
analytics.
as opposed to
right.
Would you hire Jim to be your trainer?
Oh my gosh, no, not unless I want to get carried out on a stretcher.
And he would let you too.
And he would let
you.
He would just add that up to another one. Yep.
As always, we hope you enjoy our show as much as we enjoy bringing it to you. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Boxing Authorities.